2019 Seat León Hatchback Review. The good points of Seat León Hatchback: fuel efficient with low emissions, strong performance all engines, plenty of normal equipment, fine amounts of interior quality. The bad points of Seat León Hatchback: angular mirrors increase wind noise, no shortcut buttons on touchscreen media system, suspension about the firm side. The third-generation Seat León hatchback is based about the same underpinnings since the MK7 Volkswagen Golf, as well since the Audi A3 and Skoda Octavia. It comes having a firmer suspension arrangement to bolster seat sportier aspirations because of its car, and as a result is probably the most suitable choice from the Volkswagen Group's family hatchback selection, a high-level gear driver. As well as these in-house alternatives, the Seat León faces stiff competition from your omnipresent Ford Focus and Vauxhall Astra, as well because the likes on the Honda Civic, Hyundai i30, Kia Ceed and Peugeot 308 among numerous others in the fiercely fought medium hatchback segment. Seat León petrol and diesel engine lineup. Taking full advantage in the Volkswagen Group's cache of engines, the Seat León features a wide array of petrol and diesel units. The 115 horsepower 1.0-litre TSI starts the turbocharged petrol range, associated with a 1.5-litre TSI Evo engine using a choice of 130 horsepower and 150 horsepower outputs, while a 2.0-litre TSI with 190 horsepower heads the standard petrol range. There is a set of two diesels, such as entry-level 1.6-litre with 115 horsepower as well as a 2.0-litre with 150 horsepower. There's a collection of manual and DSG automatic gearboxes available along the range and, whichever you specify, they use precision. Seat León trim levels and equipment. Seat made the front with the car just a little bolder for 2017, having a remodeled bumper and grille, plus revised LED headlights, fog lamps and indicators. Inside, the old multimedia system was replaced by a better unit, using a 5.0 or 8.0-inch screen depending within the trim level. The larger device saw its button count fall to simply 2, forcing drivers to prod the screen or utilize voice control functions to improve settings. The rest on the center console was shuffled around with an electronic parking brake added, freeing up space to get the larger cubby and optional wireless charging pad. There ought to be a trim level to accommodate all at the same time, without the need of less than 8 available, say Dynamic, FR, FR Sport, Excellence and Excellence Luxe, as well as the top-spec Cupra and Cupra Luxe models. All come which has a generous amount of normal equipment, more your money can buy than you'd enter an equivalent VW Golf, with FR models adding an aggressive look for bridge the gap between regular models and also the Cupra lineup. The Excellence models will be more focused on comfort and luxury. Seat León Cupra models. The most effective Cupra Sports models, meanwhile, gained additional power, rising to 290 horsepower, providing rapid acceleration. This car is developed continuously over the León's life. In fact, it is the fastest car Seat has ever built. Along with the 290 horsepower power figure is often a healthy 380 Nm of torque, on this model being driven via leading wheels. All-wheel drive is merely available within the SD estate, as well as a 6-speed DSG dual-clutch automatic gearbox. Consider it a lower-priced substitute for the Volkswagen Golf R. Seat León passenger and luggage space. The third-generation León provides a practical interior hiding behind its sharp lines, with sufficient space for 4 adults or possibly a young family, and also a well-shaped 380-litre boot, a match for that VW Golf and Audi A3 Sportback. The wheelbase is usually slightly more than the old car to offer more room for rear seat passengers. The Seat León can also be cheaper than lots of its rivals, boasts plenty of normal equipment and comes that has a range of fuel-efficient, low CO2 emitting engines. Finance rates with the León also compare favorably against rivals, with low monthly installments on Seat's PCP offer. Watch more. Long-term seat León Cupra ST tested. 2019 Volkswagen Golf MK8, specs, details and data. Performance. Strong engines over the range. Impressive claimed fuel economy. Rapid Cupra 300 strong performance. There is not any real weak link inside seat León range with regards to engines. Performance for many models is a useful one, with adequate acceleration even entry-level 1.0-litre petrol form, however the 1.6-litre diesel feels just a little lethargic on occasion. Whichever model you decide on, it'll manage to sprinting from 0 to 62 miles per hour in below 10 seconds, with all available to break the 120 miles per hour mark, meaning it'll have a lot of power in reserve at motorway speeds. Seat León, petrol engines. Here you are able to choose between 115 horsepower 1.0-litre TSI, 110 horsepower 1.2-litre TSI, 125 horsepower and 150 horsepower 1.4-litre TSIs plus a 1.8-litre TSI engine with 180 horsepower, together with 300 horsepower Cupra. Most frugal will be the 1.0-litre 115 horsepower, which returns 64.2 miles per gallon within manual and DSG automatic form, despite being efficient at hitting 62 miles per hour within a reasonable 9.6 seconds. One in the most notable, however, will be the 150 horsepower 1.4-litre Eco TSI model, which boasts far more power versus the cheaper 1.4-litre alternative, cutting the 0 to 62 miles per hour acceleration time for you to 8.0 seconds, together with the bonus of utilizing less fuel within the process. See the way the León Cupra stacks up against its arch-rival the VW Golf R here. The secret to the present is the Eco TSI engine can ban two of its cylinders when cruising, making an effort to save petrol, while responding near instantly after you press harder within the accelerator. Seat León diesel engines. Opt for the diesel and it is possible to choose from an entry-level 115 horsepower 1.6-litre TDI as well as 2.0-litre TDI units with 150 horsepower and 184 horsepower. Despite the big SP watch in power, there's very little difference in claimed fuel economy, with all the least powerful model returning 70.6 miles per gallon in manual form, the 150 horsepower model 64.2 miles per gallon as well as the 184 horsepower model 62.8 miles per gallon and 61.4 miles per gallon in manual and automatic incarnations respectively. The 1.6-litre diesel takes 9.8 seconds to get at 62 miles per hour, dropping to 8.4 seconds inside 150 horsepower model and 7.5 seconds together with the 184 horsepower engine beneath the bonnet. Gearboxes. The 115 horsepower diesel engine comes using a 5-speed manual gearbox, operating other models with a 6-speed manual as standard. Petrol 1.0-litre, 1.4-litre Eco TSI and 1.8-litre TSI Leons could also all be specified having a 7-speed DSG automatic gearbox, as can the 115 horsepower diesel. Meanwhile, the 184 horsepower diesel is available using a 6-speed automatic. Both manual and automatic choices familiar VW Group fare, slick and working order and easy to use within the case on the former and smooth yet punctual should you pick the auto. Driving modes. The seat has 4 driving modes and you'll be able to alter the crooks to match your mood. They are called Eco, Normal, Sport and Individual and so they alter the engine and steering response as well because the interior ambient lighting, red in Sport mode and white in Normal and Eco mode, and engine sound. You can produce your own preferred profile within the individual setting by choosing your favorite portions of each mode, which it is possible to then activate for the touch of button. Handling. Engaging to push with little body roll. Vague steering diminishes confidence. Slick gear change and sharp brakes. Seat León handling is definitely fairly good, which third generation isn't different. The León is fun driving. There is very little body lean when taking corners at speed, as you move the steering is well weighted. You can't feel much from the steering, however, which reduces your confidence in simply how much grip the tires have. This can be a shame, because you never think completely at one while using car. The Ford Focus plus the BMW 1 Series both are better cars to push. The ride is a bit firm, too, so it's best to select smaller wheels, in the event you'd rather a far more comfortable ride compared to a sporty feel. Surprisingly, despite being firmer still, the Cupra models remain impressively comfortable. That's simply because they include dynamic chassis control. Adaptive suspension as standard, that is optional on lesser Leons, which may be switched between comfort-oriented and sportier driving modes. Whichever setting you end up picking, there's a great balance between ride and road holding. We took our León ST Cupra within the track at Rockingham, observe it fed here. Behind the wheel. Improved interior quality obvious. Fewer buttons as a result of touchscreen system. Good all-round visibility. Interior switches and materials are of much better quality than those within the previous generation car. This is easily the most beneficial cabin which a car wearing the León badge has been able to. The buttons feel newer and robust as the dash is soft to touch. The interior is extremely logical and well thought out as the dials and controls are driver focused. The driving position is a useful one, but getting there are a faff in the event you have manually adjustable seats and regularly switch between drivers. If so, you might take the therapy lamp for electric front seats. These make life simpler. The front pillars usually do not intrude an excessive mount, making all-round visibility excellent. The sat-nav in your long-term León started to annoy us. Determine why here. Comfort. Firm ride with bigger alloy wheels. Smaller diesel engine may be quieter. Wing mirrors create a great deal of wind noise. Seat León comfort levels are reasonably high on account of comfy seats and greater interior space for rear passengers. The suspension can feel slightly overly firm and jarring on rougher roads and models with large alloy wheels. Conversely, Cupra 300 models running with adaptive suspension are competent to deal with these imperfections a lot more successfully. The León carries the longer wheelbase, up by 58 mm, in the previous generation, which releases more room inside and inside boot. Rear legroom has risen by 14 mm with an abundance of head and legroom for those but the tallest adults, and also the boot capacity may be boosted by 39 litres together with the seats constantly in place. The enormous rear pillars make things quite dark from the back seat, though around the plus side the gut seat is specially comfortable with an unusual quantity of back support and plenty of headroom, although large transmission tunnel reduces footroom. The front seats, meanwhile, are happy and fairly well bolstered, and some drivers might like for just a little more side support. On the gloomy, there may be quite a lot of diesel clatter when pulling away in 1.6-litre TDI models, but once on top of things this mostly fades away. The angular wing mirrors do make a bit of wind noise at motorway speed, and this also is considerably more irritating as opposed to refinement with the engines when cruising. Equipment. Tweaked trim levels from 2017. Range topped by Cupra 300. All designs include a sporty vibe. The seat León is obtainable in 6 standard trims, topped because of the high-performance Cupra 300 models. Standard seat León hatchback equipment. S. Kicking things off is S-Spec, which comes with 15-inch wheel trims, aircon, 5.0-inch touchscreen multimedia system, Bluetooth connectivity plus a multi-collision braking mechanism. SAE technology. Next up is SAE technology, which adds 16-inch alloy wheels, heated wing mirrors, LED daytime running lights, 8-inch touchscreen multimedia system with DAB radio and sat-nav, split folding rear seats and cruise control. SAE dynamic technology. This is as well as SAE dynamic technology, which gets a set of 17-inch alloys, tinted rear windows and rear parking sensors. FR technology. FR technology models feature 17-inch alloy wheels, 2+ twin exhaust pipes, full LED headlights, front sports seats, sports suspension, driving modes, more sharply styled back and front bumpers, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and rear parking sensors. Excellent technology. This has exactly the same kit as say technology models, including a wireless charger with phone signal booster, LED headlights, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, leather front sports seats, dual zone climate control, keyless entry and go, back and front parking sensors, heated front seats and automatic lights and wipers. Cupra 300. Sporty Cupra models, meanwhile, feature exactly the same equipment as FR technology models plus 19-inch alloy wheels, additional sporty styling details, Alcantara front sports seats, front parking sensors and dynamic chassis control, adaptive suspension. Optional seat León hatchback extras. There's lots of optional extras available around the new León. First of all, there's 2 driving assistance packs adding equipment like high beam assist, traffic sign recognition and lane assist. Then you may choose advanced comfort and driving packs for such things as city braking, traffic jam assist and emergency assist. Other optional includes metallic paint, parking assistance as well as the following: adaptive suspension, adaptive cruise control, heated front seats, rear view camera, electric driver's seat. Safety. Performed well in Euro NCAP crash test. Crash test has become made tougher. New arrivals feature additional safety kit. Seat León safety levels are perfect. Euro NCAP awarded it 5 stars in 2012, boosting its attract safety-conscious drivers and fleets. Be aware, however, the crash safety body regularly tightens up its tests, so it's likely that the 5-star car in 2017 performs better when compared to a 5-star car from 2012 with the identical overall score. Standard safety kit includes stability control with tire pressure monitoring, driver and front passenger airbags, also as front, side and curtain airbags. There's another, driver's knee airbag, alarm and remote central locking. From 2017 you may want to add traffic jam assist, pedestrian protection system, traffic sign recognition, blind spot detection, and parking assist. Interior and boot space. Large boot and spacious cabin. Comfortable rear seats for 2. Lots of practical cubby holes. Seat León Practicality is class leading in this particular sector. You can fit 4 adults in comfort, of course. If pushed you may squeeze 3 adults over the rear, although they'll be somewhat cramped. With seats in position, the boot includes a load space of 380 litres, that's 39 litres bigger versus the boot inside the second generation León and the same as that of an Audi A3 Sportback. There are a lot of cubby holes as the door pockets as well as the glove box are of any decent size. The León is fairly small and manoeuvrable. Therefore, trips on the supermarket and multi-story car parks should leave the least confident unfazed. Wide rear pillars make the car feel slightly unnecessarily bulky when reversing, however.